This is a horrible angle, but I've managed to find a way that I can perch this. There's no reason for this camera to move now. That should be a good angle. I'm not central to the video, but maybe I'll just zoom it a little bit. I definitely couldn't drive whilst having the camera propped up like this, but still. I'm here in the gym car park. It is currently 11:45. I was due on my schedule to finish at 12, so I thought I'd take this time to make a little video. Today is day one of locking in. It's Monday the 17th of February, and I'm using the high performance planner that my sister got me for Christmas, which spans the total of 60 days to essentially transform your life, really. You commit to writing in this journal every single day, planning out your days, your weeks, your months, and doing assessments as to how well or not well you're doing what you want to do, and basically just a way of prioritizing your goals. And that's what I'm trying to do. In an ideal world, I would have started at the beginning of the year like everyone, but I do feel like for the last 6 weeks my priority has not been health and fitness and everything like that. It's definitely been with work. All right, I had to cut the video. I don't mind filming in public or anything, but when the guy in the car in the space next to you gets in the car, I'm gonna cut the video. But as I was saying, for this year so far, I've definitely increased my focus on work. That's been my priority, and I've definitely seen the benefits from that. From a purely financial point of view, the earnings has increased relative to the amount of effort and work that I've put in, which is always good, especially as I'm self-employed in the industry that I'm in, which is online content creation. Sometimes the effort you put in does not correlate with the amount of money that you make. For example, like a few years ago, I put in similar amounts of effort that I do these days and got paid 10 times more sometimes. Like, it's quite up and down as to how much you can actually make. But as far as this year and the previous months at the end of last year, the effort that I've put in extra since the new year started has been reflected in the statistics, and that's really great. But now my point is that it's time for a shift. My priority is health and fitness. I briefly touched on it in a recent video that I am going to be a dad in a couple of months. And as I mentioned, the high performance planner spans for 60 days, and 60 days time is about 10 days before my daughter is due to be born, and it's looking like she might be born earlier. So this planner, this sort of 60-day, not challenge, but routine, will span until I become a dad for the first time. And that is one of my biggest motivations and whys as to why I want to do this, because I know what it feels like to be fit and healthy and on top of your game. There is someone parking next to me, but I'm just going to keep recording anyway and pretend like I don't care, because I really don't, but it is what it is. But my why is to be the best dad, the best fiance, the best partner that I can be as well. And for that to happen, I need to work out more, eat better. It's not so much change what I'm eating, really it's changing the amount. I don't eat horribly, apart from the last week when I knew I was doing this. I was like, right, let's give me a little bit of grace. But I don't eat horribly, it's just the amount, because I was very, very good at appetite control. I used to intermittent fast every single day, and I could eat in a caloric deficit, no problem. And then from 2022 to 2024, I intentionally bulked to put on muscle. And I ended up putting on about, before my treadmill broke, and we can get into that later, I ended up putting on about 30 pounds, 15 pounds of which I estimated to be muscle, 15 pounds I estimated to be fat, which was a good amount. Like, I've got big arms. Right now they're kind of covered in fat, but I have a lot of muscle on my body, the most muscle I've ever had. But now, in the last few months, like I said, back in November, I was about 30 pounds lighter than I am now, and then my treadmill broke at home. So I stopped using it, and I used to run 10k 5 times a week on the treadmill. And then from November to now, we had the Christmas period, and I stopped exercising, and I also doubled down and ate a lot more calories. And that's seen me put on a good amount of weight, and I'm about 10 pounds lighter than the heaviest I've ever been, albeit I'd estimate to have about 30 pounds more muscle than I did back then. I was just really out of shape. I was 226 pounds just over 5 years ago. Now I'm 216 pounds, but with a lot more muscle. So my composition is better, and what I'm going to be doing for these 60 days is basically, with a focus on health and fitness, I'm going to do everything I need to do for work, everything I need to do to be the supportive partner that I want to be, the supportive dog dad that I want and need to be, to be able to do work around the house, to show up for my friends and family. I'm gonna do all of that with a focus on health and fitness, and that means that they simply are my priorities. So over the last 6 weeks, where I've been focusing recording and everything like that, now for the next 2 months I'm going to be focusing the gym and calorie control. Not so much restriction, control. I'm eating less calories than I burn because I need to lose weight, so I am in a state of hunger at times, but I'm using high protein to kind of combat that, aiming for around 200 grams of protein a day, which is quite a lot for most people, but I've always been able to eat a lot of protein, so that's fine. So I'll be going to the gym on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and that is non-negotiable. Before this week started, I would only go guaranteed on Wednesdays because it fit in with my routine. But now, Monday mornings and Friday mornings, I'm also going to go and say to hell with any work that I have to do. It's quite often that there's some work I have to do on a Monday, and I will simply do that before I go to the gym. I'll start at 7 a.m, 8 a.m, and be done by 10 a.m. so that I can go to the gym. And essentially, it's just making the gym a priority and a non-negotiable. And for me, that is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, non-negotiable. Tuesday evenings, I have cricket practice. And then Thursday, I'll do some kind of activity at home, whether that is a bodyweight workout, a longer walk. And of course, day to day, I'll be active with walking the dog and everything like that. So it's just going to be the combination of an exercise plan that I am quite capable of making myself, a calorie controlled diet. I don't have to eat anything specific. I just have to the best of my ability, limit myself to 2,300 calories a day. So to make that easier, rather than having 2,300 calories a day of pizza, I'm having 2,300 calories a day of high protein foods for the most part. I'll use fruit like apples, bananas, grapes, that kind of thing to fuel my workouts and give me a bit of energy in the morning. But for the most part, it will be low sugar, high protein. The fat content is irrelevant to me as far as I'm concerned. If you consume only fat, but you're eating 1,500 calories a day, you will lose body fat. It's kind of confusing for if you're new to it, but yeah, fat doesn't necessarily equal fat. It can equal poor health and everything like that, but literal fat loss, which is what I'm going for to feel better and healthier, it's all about the calorie balance. And I know how many I need to eat, I know what I need to do, and it's just about doing it. So the goal, I'm saying it here, it's like I said, it's the 17th of February, but this video, due to some that I've made ahead of time, won't be going out for a little while. It might be going out a week or so after, I think the 25th of February perhaps. My goal is to lose 20 pounds by the middle of April. So like April, I think 18th it is, to lose 20 pounds. And that puts me at 14 stone in UK terms. And I think that would be enough. I think if my life depended on it, I could lose a fair bit more. You know, I could, for example, I could starve myself, right? And drop down to 180 pounds, lose an extra 15 pounds. But I want it to be sustainable, and 2,300 calories is not nothing. It's a decent amount to eat, to be able to eat that much and lose weight is a very good thing for me, and that's due to the fact that I have built extra muscle. I think if you have never lifted weights in the gym, even if you're a man, you're going to struggle to lose weight on 2,300 calories unless you are really, really, really overweight. So I'm quite lucky in that aspect, but it does mean my caloric needs are higher, I get hungrier. I'm trying to stave that off with protein and stuff like that, but that is the plan. So that's my little video. I figured, if it can't be measured, you can't track if you're succeeding. So, I track my workouts, what I do each time, what I lift, everything like that, and that way it can be improved. I'm going to be weighing myself frequently. I haven't quite decided how frequent, but I'm going to be doing that because I don't freak out when I see a fluctuation on the scale, because I have faith in what I'm doing in terms of the calories I'm eating. An increase in the scale can easily be explained, and it's not going to make me lose my head. I know sometimes you shouldn't announce your goals before doing them because you get a hit of dopamine as though you've completed it without doing any work. But for me, it helps with accountability more so than the negative impact of kind of feeling like you've already done something when you haven't. So I'm announcing it on YouTube officially that my goal is to lose 20 pounds by the middle of April, with the hopes that it encourages me that little bit more to get it done, because I've struggled with weight maintenance ever since I went on a bulk. I was completely fine with it, but since eating intentionally in a caloric surplus, I've really struggled to maintain weight loss and a healthy physique. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm making this video on day 1, and by the time it's uploaded, I would have already done 8 days of this lifestyle, if you want to call it that. So I'm excited to see where I'm at, even once this video goes up. And perhaps I'll update you in a month's time at the halfway point as to how well I'm doing, and we'll see. And at the time of recording, I've uploaded, I think, 2 videos on this channel, and I already have 8 subscribers. It's crazy how that's happened. YouTube just put some of my videos on people's recommended. I think some people did definitely recognize me in the thumbnails from my other channels, because as I said, I am a full-time YouTuber. I'm never going to shout this out. Well, that's not my plan anyway. I might eventually, but the plan isn't to shout this channel out on my main channel. I could give it a shout out on the main channel and get 1,000 subscribers like that, but they wouldn't all watch the video. They'd just sub to sub, when actually YouTube, you don't want inactive subscribers. I only want you to subscribe if you're watching this and you enjoy my content. So given that you've watched over 10 minutes into this video, or however long it's been, you must clearly enjoy this type of content. So to you, I would encourage that you subscribe so you don't miss any videos. Why not drop a like? Let me know your comments, how you're doing, if you've got a New Year's resolution, if you're still doing it, if you fell off, or if there's anything you want to achieve. Maybe you can set yourself a goal over the next 2 months and we can kind of do it together. But that's going to do it from me. It is 11:57, so as I said, it'll be 12 o'clock when I want to leave. So we're going to do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.